round 2. Now, it took this long because I watched one more episode of each after round 1, and it wasn't enough. I could not definitively choose one to cut, so I watched one more episode, which means I watched 2 episodes of each of Wonder Egg Priority. Right here. Haikyuu, of course, the volleyball anime. Promised Neverland, Highest Stakes, and finally Dr. Stone, which were all fantastic. Dr. Stone's episode 2 really left a mark on me. But first of all, we got to talk with the big dog, the one who is not in the competition, that I've been watching at the same time, and admittedly is the best. And not only has all 3 episodes of Attack on Titan been the strongest of them all so far, but it's beaten every single one of these shows individually, which means if I were to rank all these, let's see, 3 times 6 minus 5, so let's put it at like 16 episodes total. Number 1, 2, and 3 would be the Attack on Titan episodes. That's how strong it is. Of course, it is slightly unfair because it is season 4, but still, you would think the other shows, since they are starting, have to start strong, and none of them has reached that bar. And what I mean by that is that Attack on Titan, this will be the last time I talk about it until I finish it, is going for something, and is going for it all. It is going for it, the greatest TV show of all time. I am not kidding about this. If it is the greatest anime of all time will be debated. Of course, it's all about the ending, if it delivers, but knowing the premise of this season, it is going for something extremely strong that I cannot spoil. As you can see here, I put in some tight action, because of course it's known for that. This is early on. This is like 0 spoilers. But by God, like I couldn't believe what they were trying to tackle and the ambition the creator has and the anime has to deliver on its promise of enlarging the world in a way that is unfathomable when you were watching the early show. Like, it's crazy. It's only 4 seasons, but this show has been on since 2013. That is when it started. That is almost 8 years ago. 8 years to do 4 seasons. That means 2 years per season. Other shows would have done twice the number of episodes, if not more than that, because of he made it so. Like, he made a decision saying that you cannot surpass my books. And the decision has paid off, because the anime as an adaptation is the best adaptation. Now, it's hard to debate, right? But I think that is the one that is guaranteed that this show will win, period. Is that if you were to look at the manga, especially early on, the art does not match this. You cannot beat this action. You cannot beat this scale, especially when it comes to the Titans. I don't care how impressive, scary, and massive Titan looks on a page. That is nothing compared to in a 3D space with beautiful animation, right? So as an adaptation, it is undebatable. Okay, I think it's number 1. As an anime, I also think it's number 1, and then you would have a debate, right? Because it's extremely subjective. Anime is a hot topic to begin with, but I think it does back it up. But third, and this is why I'm saying, like, this is the show to watch. I've recommended you plenty of things. We're talking about Oscars. I've recommended you Judas and the Black Messiah, Sound of Metal, and Croods 2, which are my favorite movies of the year by far. I've recommended on TV Perfect Planet, which is a beautiful nature documentary, WandaVision, an incredible Marvel show about grief. And, I've recommended you some comics, like the best Batman comic of the last 10 years. But none of those, I would recommend above this. This is what I mean. There's a certain level that this show is reaching that I cannot fathom, and I know that it only gets better, and I'm at episode 3 of like 12 or like 14 or whatever. It's crazy, so I will not talk about it anymore other than to say this is the one to watch above everything I'll ever recommend. Attack on Titan, if it delivers, which I will confirm, is, top 5 of all time. Top 5 of all time of anything, especially in the genre, as crowded and as incredible as television, is extremely difficult, and he's doing it, and I couldn't be prouder of them. Anyway, sorry I went on longer than I thought, but that's how good it is. It's very important to me to showcase that. But on with the tournament. These poor other anime couldn't stand a chance if Attack on Titan was in the competition, and if I only finished with 1. But here's the deal. I thought I would finish with 1. I'm probably going to finish with 2. So I'm going to be watching 3 anime through March. I will finish all 3, and I will talk about all 3. Meaning 2 will survive. 4 remain. Round 2 means we remove 1. here we go. Dr. Stone, the second episode, introduced one of my the most badass anime characters ever. I'm talking the Vegeta of this show, and like as a first impressions, man, it's better than Vegeta. And here's the first impressions. This is all I can show, and I won't show any more than this. They're being attacked by lions. This happens. He just freaking punches out, posing. This dude, crazy. Episode 3 did not live up to this, but episode 1 and 2 were the strongest of all of these other shows, though. They really have been. So Dr. Stone has a high chance of winning. It is the current... It is? Yeah, it is. It is the current frontrunner. It really is. But anything can happen, right? The third episode was not as strong, so we'll see. It has to keep that momentum. So that's Dr. Stone. It survives. Fantastic stuff. Promised Neverland, highest stakes, right? Look at this. These are the main characters. I cannot show you nothing from Promised Neverland because of spoiler reasons, because it's season 2, and because I care about it so much. But it is a horror, drama, highest stakes anime because it's all kids. Not only is it all kids, it's kids under 12 years old. So, and we know the stakes are real. You know what I mean? It's not like all the kids will survive. You know what I mean? That promise was never made, or was it ever possible? It really isn't. So that's why, but it does have some things holding it back, most notably that you do not care for all the children. They put focus on specifically some, like 5 out of the 12 or whatever, so that could be a problem, but we'll see. And because it's highest stakes means that every new development is judged on a higher pedestal. It feels unfair, but that's what he chose. The creator chose to do a story about kids in a insanely dangerous world, so you reap what you sow. So I wish him luck, but we'll see what happens. It might get cut, but for now it survives. Finally, Wonder Egg priority. This is why I had to do a third episode. I watched 2 of each. Haikyuu was the first episode, was like the first half of the first match. It was crazy. It was the first half, so I'm like, I have to watch another just on principle. Like, it feels unfair to cut something right at the first match, at the start of where the show actually matters. But Wonder Egg felt repetitive and would have been cut as well, but it felt unfair because this is the new hotness. This is the one everybody loves right now, and I truly get why. Okay, so I watched another episode of each, and the problem lay standing, meaning Wonder Egg priority's biggest flaw is that it is extremely repetitive. It is in one environment, and it seemingly is going to be a repetitive format, which I'm not a fan of. But the reason is the new hotness, and the reason it is so popular, okay, is because it is first of all, it's very unique, but it is a hardcore drama about women issues that are deeply real and ingrained in society. It's the kind of stuff that people don't have the balls to talk about and that are out there. And for that, like, example, if like which anime would you recommend to a woman? This would be top of the list. I would say Carol and Tuesday first. And if not anime's fans, sex shouldn't matter, right? But still, this is about female issues, about female perspective, especially in high school. The problem there is that that's not for me. I'm not the audience for this show. So not only am I not as invested as I hoped I would be, right? But second of all, the repetitiveness keeps me at like an arm's length. But still, thankfully, it survives just because Haikyuu did not deliver. The same way this one is not delivering, but that one did it worse. So Wonder Egg survives another week, but it's on its deathbed and might get removed, and it sucks too, because that's the reason I started this whole thing. And finally, Haikyuu, we gotta say goodbye. Man, it's a volume. I'm all in on Attack on Titan, and trust me, for spoiler reasons, you do not want to hear whatever I have to say on the newest seasons, except for spoiler talk once I'm done. So yeah, good luck Wonder Egg priority, good luck Dr. Stone, and good luck Promised Neverland. It's tight, and if I'm being honest, it's between Promised Neverland and Wonder Egg. And to be honest, if one of those two loses, there are only 12 episodes each, so I could just finish it and like do the other one if I have time. So that's why it's kind of high stakes, but not really. So it feels bad for Fire Force, feels bad for Haikyuu. It's twice in a row that I've done this kind of tournament, and Haikyuu and Fire Force lost through. That's it. Competition is fierce, man. You know what I mean? But like any underdog, one day they'll get their time in the sun, and I'll make sure of it. But until next time, tomorrow's show is going to be insane. Please, I'm going to watch Justice League, the Slender Cut, of course, and The Father. So I'm watching the gigantic superhero epic that is like considered like, you know, they're not saying it's like the be all end all, but they're putting it on a certain pedestal that puts it above other superhero fare. So I cannot wait to judge it and see how it stands. But The Father is the highest rated Best Picture nominee. And again, nobody could see it before tomorrow. Tomorrow's when it officially comes out. So I'll be one of the first people to see it officially. So those two, back-to-back, crazy double feature, not back-to-back. I'll watch Justice League tonight and The Father tomorrow. But in terms of, in my thoughts about it, and I got some crazy stuff, like I saw Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers in IMAX, so I want to talk about Helm's Deep being the best action sequence ever. I got a funny meme about that. Got some good videos. Tomorrow's show is going to be incredible. So I would highly recommend it. So yeah, Father, Justice League, check it out. Until next time, we'll keep on going. Peace.